All right, guys, so going into today, we had a 7-day winning streak going, looking for 8 in a row. I'm going to tell you guys how we did in just a quick second. Very quickly, before we jump into that, I have already released my full card of picks for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we got a lot going on. Very, very busy card. I got 3 2-unit plays, and we have not had a losing week in football so far, guys. So hope to keep it going. Lots of value out there once again, and we're looking to take advantage of it. And so far this year, it has absolutely paid off. BenderWins.com for the full card. And now, how did we do today? All right, so we were going for 8 straight winning days in a row, and how did we do? We were half a yard away from going 9-0 today. I'm not kidding. We were half a yard from going 9-0. Johnson got a concussion. We had him over 19.5. He finished with 19 yards. If he got that half yard, we would have gone 9-0 today. So that's how it's been going. Look, above and beyond that, on a Thursday, a random Thursday, we have a record for people signing up for Masterclass. And I guess good. The word is getting out. We're winning. Okay. And it is no different than what I've done the previous 3 years in Masterclass. But, you know, people are talking. Look on Twitter and social media. People are talking about what's going on right now. So, really good. But I want to talk about a few things above and beyond that. So, I did a video yesterday where I talked about, a land-based sportsbook, $1 billion operation, was holding $10,000 of my money. I'm going to tell you guys what happened with that. We made a bit of progress on that today. Before we do that, really quickly, I want to jump into something else. So today I sat down and I looked at NFL. I'd already glanced through the line and I was pretty sure. I mean, I was almost certain that I was going to Washington today. First glance, you look at Washington and they're going to win this game. Like, Chicago's poverty, they're terrible. 2 hours later, I finished capping the game and we're on Chicago. And it's just a really good teaching point that I can talk about, that I say in NFL all the time to you guys. You have to bet ugly. And my heart, when I looked at that line, said Washington, okay? But when it came down to the math and the numbers, it was a Chicago play. So I really went into today thinking Washington was going to be our play. And then we turn around and we bet Chicago. We had a bunch of player props as well. We cashed all those except for the one that I told you guys about, half a yard. But it just goes to show, like in football, you got to bet ugly sometimes. And the initial eye check, there's so much more to it than that. I talked already, guys, that we have not had a losing week so far in football this year. And we've been absolutely crushing it. Our NFL ROI is close to 30%. 30% right now. Like, we're owning NFL. That is like ridiculous. So it's important that you dive deeper into it, guys, and forget about, you know, what's in your gut and go with what's up here. All right, now let's talk about the casino sportsbook, $1 billion operation holding 10 grand of my money. If you guys watched the video that I just posted, I talked about how the casino was holding $10,000 of my money. I went to cash a bunch of tickets that we had from the weekend, well, 6 to be exact, and they held one of the tickets and said it had been voided. Okay. I got a call today. It looks as if I am going to get paid on this. Like, surprise, surprise. Like I told you guys I was going to get paid. And the excuse that they've given me is basically they said that I guess someone else had placed a bet or something like that. They weren't completely clear on it, but they meant to void that bet and they ended up voiding mine an hour after I left the casino. Like, come on, right? So it's going to get paid, but again, it brings me back to my original point that this is the same sports book. They have multiple casinos, and I have it all on video. I'm going to show you guys everything that happened, and them telling me, placing the bet, and them telling me that I'm not going to get paid on it. So don't worry, you'll see all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I could chalk this up and say, fine, you know what? They're being straightforward with me. They're being honest, and it was an honest mistake, except for the fact that I had another video that you guys saw, like, where it took them an hour to pay me. And they were talking about every reason under the sun why not to pay me on a $40,000 win. And it was only when they figured out that I'd been videotaping them for the entire hour that their whole demeanor changed. They decided to pay it. And it's the same sports book in the same casino chain. They're $1 billion operation. And now we're going through this again. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, it just seems so fishy. And the worst thing, I think, when I look at it in the light of day today that happened to me yesterday was not only did they not pay this ticket, but while I'm like talking to them about this, they asked me to take a step back, take my hat off and look at the camera. I got this on film as well. They want me to get a clear shot of my face and everything. And I know why, because the same thing that happened at the other casino where they told me I could bet 10,000 a game and then I got limited to 3,000. You guys have seen that video, okay? They're going to do this to me and I'm going to go in and I'm going to film it. And believe me, mark my words right now. The next time I walk in that door, I will have a video for you guys where I walk in, try to place $10,000 on a game and they're going to tell me $2-3 grand because now they got my face. And the next time I try to place those bets, they have to get approved. When you're betting $10,000, it has to get approved and use facial recognition software or whatever. And I'm going to get limited this book. That is the unfortunate nature of the beast. But at the end of the day, it looks as if I'm going to get paid. And so I should, because I gave them my money and they gave me a ticket. And that's how sports betting works. But it just goes to show you, like, you know, the shit that's going on with sports books and how they will do anything in their power to make life difficult for sharp bettors. And that's what they're doing here, in my opinion. You know, you can say it was an honest mistake again. But in my opinion, they are basically just making life difficult for me and, you know, making me drive back there and telling me they're not going to pay me and in the hopes that I'll go somewhere else. But I'm not going to. I'm going to take so much more of their money. And even if it's not me, if it's runners or rat holes, we're getting their money. All right. So the other thing I talked about earlier in this video, how we basically this week have set like a record in terms of signups. And I get it. Look, we won 7 in a row, 8 in a row today. Okay, half a yard away from 9-0 today to make it 8 straight winning days. And we've had a lot of people sign up. And I finally feel that people are getting it. And that gives me a lot of joy. People are starting to get it. That it is not about hitting the big, massive parlays, okay? It isn't about winning a 10-teamer. It's not about betting 10 units a game and risking your account. Like, it is about slow and steady growth where, you know, you start off, you're betting $50 a game, then you're betting 100 and then 200. And all of a sudden, one day you're like, wow, it's like I'm betting $500 a game and I'm winning a lot of money. It is about compound interest and people are finally getting it. And that's exciting to me, guys, because I've been preaching this message for 5 years, okay? We've had 3 straight winning years of Masterclass. And the people that started from day one in Masterclass are my biggest spokesperson. They're the ones out there saying, you got to follow this guy. You got to do it the right way. Am I the most exciting person in sports betting? No. I am the most boring person in sports betting. Self-proclaimed. Some guy called me that one day. He said, you are the most boring person in sports betting. And I embrace that. You know why? Because boring prints money. Okay? I think that I have finally shown people what it takes to win long-term in sports betting, and people are getting it now. So we will continue on this mission, guys, to beat the hell out of the books, because as I said yesterday, I despise sportsbook, and it is a war as far as I'm concerned. The last thing I want to address, another long video, last thing I want to talk about, I am not going anywhere, okay? I think a few people are concerned about my video yesterday. I asked a question like, you know, why do I continue to do this, okay? I've made millions of dollars. I drive a supercar. I live in a $3 million house. Like, why do I continue to put myself through this where I could call it quits tomorrow and never have to work another day in my life, and my son Chase, his kids would be okay? I do this because I love it most days, okay? I love what I do, and there's very few people on this planet that can say they wake up every single morning, most mornings, excited to do what they do. And I get that privilege. So I'm not going anywhere, guys. Free picks will continue. I'll get you guys some more free picks. But I just wanted to reiterate that because I got a lot of messages of support and people saying, like, don't go anywhere, please, please, please. I'm not going anywhere.